What is going on, boys? Welcome back to the video. We're going over a trade recap, not just a normal one, but one where your boy made 25 racks. Hey, all I'm gonna say really quick is I want you guys to understand I'm live on Twitch every single morning. The streams are finally getting deep, man. I need you guys to pull up, support me. I'm giving out bangers every single day. I need you guys to pull up. Link in the description. Also, if you need funded accounts, the best platform in the space, Tradeify. I have a huge announcement tomorrow. $200,000, maybe even $1 million. Might be given away this week, man. You guys will find out. Okay, let's get right to it. So this is a very rare trade recap that you're going to get out of me. I never, ever do trades like this anymore. This was something I used to do on my Robinhood Live account. Why? Because there weren't any restrictions. And when I zoom my cursor over, you guys see we're on gold, by the way. That's not 22 points in NQ. That is 22 points that I caught on gold with a 1-point stop last night. Let me just go over exactly why I got into this trade. Nothing crazy, but again, something you guys can look and kind of change my perspective on that you guys might actually value. So one thing I said a while ago on gold, I'm either taking longs or I'm not taking any trades at all. Shorts are completely out of my window. So when I see the market coming down on gold, it gives me an opportunity to maybe find some buys. Market opens up right around here. We see a pretty nice consolidation. Price was actually super bearish the day before, and then we saw a nice buy up in the afternoon. You guys see that? So we finally see some sells come in pretty strong into market close or market open for the night of Tuesday. This was Monday night, sorry. Big sells come in, big sells come in. All I'm looking for is an opportunity for buys. And what do we see right here at low of day? We see this huge Drake candle that we created to the buy side. Now notice I didn't get in the trade right there, but what does that show me? We potentially have found a low of day. So what makes me want to think that this could be low of day is just the volume that came in right here. Now, if we look at all these other candles, yes, we're seeing pretty strong sell-sided candles, but huge buys get picked up all of a sudden right here. We see a nice candle close right above that EMA. At that point, I was aware, okay, this could potentially be an opportunity for us to create a low of day. Let's see how we reject off of it. And if we do, we'll jump in longs. We'll have a stop loss at this low and hopefully catch low of day. And that's exactly what happened. Notice how I was talking about the main reason why I got in this trade right here was the volume based on this candle. Huge buys are coming in this area. And notice how these sells, yes, we actually did fall into this low of day, actually breaking it just by like a tick, coming right back up, which I actually do like. But notice the volume difference between this buy candle and these sell candles. So yes, we're seeing a pretty nice continuous opportunity for sells, but noticing that the volume is pretty dry on this, if buyers are really in this area, we can actually hope and look for volume similar to this to have a huge breakout in price because we see that volume to the sell side is very low. So looking at this candle close here, I'm not going to lie, it was a little bit of a reach. We actually just jumped in at this candle close above the 200 and the 8 EMA. Just again, looking for something out of this. Again, I really wasn't super confident. You guys know, I mean, I'm usually a lot deeper than, that's usually not the explanation. And sometimes, again, you can get away with having these huge trades. And that's kind of why I held on to this, because it was kind of a fuck it, okay? And I'm going to be honest, I tell you guys a lot not to do trades like this because in reality they're stupid. You're going to hit probably 1 out of 10 of these, and yes, you could make money overall if you do trade like this consistently. It's just not a good style. It's very hard to continuously do this. I quit scalping on NQ because this exact reason. I would win, but I would take 25 trades in a day on the 15 second. I'd lose half of them, I'd win half of them, and I would just be kind of sitting there defeated, mentally, just knowing all the emotions I went through just to make this, when you could sit back, play a lot more passive, and make a lot more money. So I'd still stay away from this type of trading, but it is important to see this and kind of just lean into the I'll just take a shot. And my accounts right now with the drawdown that I have, I figured we're going to take a 1-point stop with 2 minis on gold. We're going to basically just sit back, hope that this can be some sort of buying opportunity for us. Once we do get those buys, we watch price roll up, and I was like, at that point, I think I actually stepped away for a minute, and I came back, and we were up around this area right here, and I was like, all right, well, we're seeing clear buys. I don't really have a take profit set for this because you guys know I usually like to run a 1-to-1, but I'm not going to run a 1.1-to-1. So I kind of just let it take off, hopefully seeing some sort of area where price could then push up, come down, retrace, and then I could set my TP at this high, set my stop loss obviously here, and see price eventually try and tap that area again. But it just kept going up. It just kept going up. At this point, I jumped in my car, went to go play pickleball, had my stop loss at break even. I was literally right around here. I was sitting at the light, and I opened my phone. I'm like, okay, well, this looks pretty good. Let's just stay in this, see what happens. Fucking ripped. It just ripped, okay? And again, there's nothing there. It's not because I got in this trade. There's no explanation for this. Price on gold has been extremely bullish. We just found a good opportunity to get into buys. Once again, instead of looking for shorts in a bearish trend, you should be looking for buys, an opportunity to get in buys because of how bullish gold has been. We actually like top tick. I'm not gonna lie right here. We exited right there again for no reason. I saw I was up like 4,500 per account. I was like, all right, fuck, I'm out. I don't care. Jumped out right there, and price actually consolidated for a while, came down, and then just ripped to the moon. So, and then had a use off. So we could have caught more, but like, bro, I mean, it gets to the point where you don't need more money. It was just a decision, and that's one thing. I actually had a one-on-one mentorship today with this kid, and I was like, by the way, Chase, here we go. I'm sorry, you're not a kid. You're an MMA fighter. You beat the fuck out of me. But anyways, he was telling me like, about his strategy, and it was a lot of decision making stuff. And I actually was like telling him like, bro, you should probably stay away from this stuff because it's not good for you to make decisions while you're trading, especially if you're newer. It's just not a good thing to be constantly relying on your mental. I always like to lean towards the model route where it's just, I'm going to do this regardless of what happens, and I'm going to stick to that because usually I know if I do that, I'll make money. That's what I prefer, and I would suggest you guys to do rather than stuff like this, deciding if I'm going to get into a trade based off of basically nothing, and then deciding where I'm going to exit because of how much money I was up. Like, I pretty much went against every single thing I did, and I made money. We got lucky. We did great. I'm not going to take credit for this. I'm not going to say I'm better, than anybody else, but it was a great trade. We made money, and I'm very happy with it. And again, it's just all about putting yourself in a position to have some of that luck. That's kind of my thing, and just letting it ride. Again, it was a trade that I had no belief in, no confidence in, so it was kind of just like, if I make any money with this, I'm just going to let it ride. If I get stopped out, I break even, whatever. It was basically a free trade anyway, so that was kind of my synopsis of it. It wasn't anything too crazy, but I don't know. I hope you guys can kind of see what I'm talking about here, because I know I sound crazy. And again, it's lucky. I'm not claiming this as something I usually like to do, but pretty solid trade. We actually took a loss this morning on my other accounts, which was unfortunate. Price action was pretty horrible. We had Powell speaking right around 12 o'clock, which just caused a bunch of fucking issues. You can see right around here when volume started to pick up like crazy. Ended up not really doing too much. Longs look pretty good in this area. Almost got longs right around here, but I'm about to do a back testing class with the Pathway to Profits mentorship, so I'm kind of just chilling. So I'm probably just going to stay away from the charts for the rest of the night. Really solid trading day. Again, I think I ended up with like 23,500 across every single account. So super hype. Pretty happy. Hopefully you guys did good. Let me know how you did in the comments. And like I said, we are going to do a huge watch along stream tomorrow on Twitch. Like I told you, there is literally going to be hundreds of $1,000s given away in this crazy event that you can participate in for pretty cheap. It's going to be, we're doing a watch along on my Twitch. So make sure you're there. I'm super hyped. Link in the comments. I'm fucking lit. And we're going to make some money too. So it's going to be a great day. Love you guys. See you tomorrow.